Hello, hello, my lovely Aries. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Aries, happy Mother's Day to all of my mothers out there. I hope you have a wonderful day. We have the riddle, the unseen, the womb, the mystic, the ring, and the gem. I feel like slightly exasperated right now. Like just like overcome with exasperation. I just feel like this. I mean, the unseen is like dreams, aberrations, otherworldly experiences. The riddle is just like not being able to make sense of something. And I just kind of feel like there is this idea of just like not really being able to make sense of something that has left you feeling super frustrated, because it's like, how do you know? When there are so many factors, when there's so many people, when there are so many, all of the things, it becomes this muddled mush, whether it's, I don't know, like conversations and people, people are over here talking about this, and then you go over here and you hear people talking about that, and you go over here and you hear people talking about this, and you know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, it all just feels like this muddled concoction of like nothing really makes sense. I can't make sense of any of that. I kind of want to say in a way that feels safe, because I mean, you have the womb, which is, a safe space for development. And the mystic is kind of a psychic inner knowing. And I do kind of get this sense of like, when you know something, but you can't, you're like, I know it. You know what I mean? I don't know how I know. I just know. You know what I mean? Psychic. But Aries, you get that. You get that gut instinct. You get that like you can hear the way, people's tones change, or like the way that they word something. I mean, I just feel like this, like it's been thrown around you so many times that you started to like grasp onto things here and there to like try and put everything together, because you were just like, something is not adding up here, but like there's something here. So however that plays out for you as an individual, the ring and the gem, I mean, it's just this idea of like never ending, never beginning. The gem is value under pressure. And I feel like, even when you can't put your finger on something, even when you don't have, like physical evidence, you can still tell, like, especially for my parents out there, like you can, like, your children, your children, like, your own soul. And it is impossible for them to experience influences in their lives and for you not to see that, like, that influence take hold of them and like how it influences them, and you know what I mean? And so and you might not know exactly where it's coming from, but you're like, I feel it, like my spidey senses are tingling right now. And that's what that feels like. So it could be that you're dealing with something with your children. It could be that you're dealing with like a group of people, a community, something going on at work where you're just like, something is not right here, and I can't put my finger on it, but I know it's not right. But I think being committed to a sense of security and a sense of value to like hone in on what that issue is, and deal with it. Wasn't it the Aries read that had the Princess and the Pea vibe, where you're like, I just gotta figure out what this is? Like, it's driving me nuts. I can't even. The Four of Swords, the King of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Empress, the Hermit, and the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Well, okay. I mean, there is a sense of isolation here. There is a sense of just kind of being better off on your own. Like not having to deal with the confusion, because it's really hard to get things accomplished when there's just a lot of confusion around. It's really hard to, to raise your children up in a healthy way if you know that they're constantly being bombarded with toxic environments. It's hard to keep a relationship sacred if you know that your partner is constantly out looking for validation and an ego boost from anybody who will give it to them. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like this, like you weren't totally certain of what it was, but when you figured it out, you were like, that's it. That's it. That's what needs to not be. That's what needs to stop existing. That's what needs to go away. Because I think that you are making a decision to take a new opportunity. However that resonates for you. I mean, the Knight of Wands is usually new community. King of Swords is very, like solid in truth. It could be a new job opportunity, or it could just be like a hobby, or like it's something that you do. But it's just kind of like, it comes in, and it seems to come in with a sense of like, it's very much aligned with who you are, with what you're passionate about, with what I think you are already tending to, because it's just kind of like, you can't grow different plants in the same environments, and it's just kind of like, if you were like, this plant wasn't growing and you're like, I just don't know why it's not growing. I don't know why it's not growing. And it's because it's the wrong plant for your environment. Doesn't belong, that's why it's not working. And now that you are understanding why it is that it didn't belong, or why it is that you didn't belong in an environment, why it is that you need to go in a different direction, it just feels like there's a sense of knowledge, a sense of value, and a sense of commitment to, like taking care of something that like you knew needed to be taken care of. And you knew the only way that it was going to be taken care of is for it to be in a safe environment. But first you had to figure out what about that environment wasn't safe. And then you had to figure out how you could create a safe environment for it. All of the puzzles, all the pieces of the puzzle. You have to figure out along the way. Okay, Aries. The Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Swords, the Fool. Lots of major arcanas. The Knight of Swords is the idea of like hearing the call. You're ready to go. You set off in a direction. The Queen of Wands is passion. I feel like maybe there was a sense of hesitation for you in the past to move forward in a direction like this, because you felt like you weren't prepared enough for it. You know what I mean? You were like, I don't think I'm prepared for that. Do you know what I mean? Aries don't tend to hesitate, but also if there is a sincere doubt in their mind that they might not be able to like conquer it, then they tend to like move on to something else that they do feel confident that they can conquer. However that plays out for you, because again, if it's a career, your job, your an extracurricular activity, like a relationship, whatever it was, it just felt like you weren't really understanding like where the disconnect was, why it wasn't working. And now I feel like now that you do, there's just this sense of freedom and liberation that comes with a sense of like grounded abundance, success, strength and movement, preparedness, I guess. Sorry, I'm just gonna like throw a bunch of words at you until I find the one that fits right. The Knight of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit again, and the Four of Swords. Well, yeah, again, I just do kind of get this feeling of there really being a point in time where you were just like, I on God think that I am just better off by myself. I don't even get this feeling of like, I want to be alone or I hate everyone. It just feels like I am so much better off on my own. I don't have people telling me who I have to be and how I have to be and who I have to talk to and why I have to talk to them and how I have to talk to them and what I'm allowed to do with my time and what I'm allowed to have interest in or not have interest in. Like, get the fuck off my dick, that's kind of that energy. And I feel like when you have an opportunity to move in a direction that doesn't make you feel like saying that to someone, You're super excited for it. Aries, I love y'all so much. Oh, goodness. The mirror and the father. Yeah, again, to go back to that confusion, to go back to that, like, I don't know, like, I just feel it. I can feel it, and it doesn't make sense, and it's not right, because it's just a bunch of, it's a bunch of fractured ideas and a bunch of fractured images that people concocted together to lift me up on a pedestal and drop me flat on my face. Without any consequence of reality, without any sincere awareness to reality. You know what I mean? Like, people just on some shit to the point where it's like literally better off without any of these people. And that's a shame, and it's disappointing, and I think you've been disappointed by that, but it hasn't stopped you from focusing on doing what you needed to do. It hasn't stopped you from you know, taking the time to figure out like where these disconnects were, how it was that they, you know, came into existence, how it is that you can disconnect yourself from it, you know, so that it's like not this weird shadow lurking around you, you know what I mean? And moving in a direction that I feel like you're committed to, that you've been committed to, that you feel prepared for, that you feel excited about, and that I just feel like you know. Because when you know, you know. You know? All right, Aries, I love y'all so much. Thank you for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this video does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.